And for General Sagat, who have come to side with this company and arrest our forces, I want to remind him, and I'll play this beautiful video he made in 2019 to remind him of who we always know General Sagat to be and how far he has fallen.
You are on. Ambazonia to celebrate independence. And today I give a warning for all Ambazonians. No school is Ambazonian. No school for study Cameroon. Any student, any teacher, any who will catch them as any office for La Republic is Ambazonian. For study Cameroon land. Any man will take 5 francs. Fight and fight, I take 25 for any man. I'll kill him personally. As I catch you, kill you. Bam. So no school no the.
So now you this General Sagat for 2019, you did make a wonderful speech where you be the ban school according to the restoration forces their opinion at that time. But we know now say they don't change them, they don't adopt the governing council position who take them for Toronto conference day. So now we don't authorize schools may go on. Me no man no confused. So in your own word, General Sagat, you talk say any soldier where you go take money for any school, seminar school you go. Because it will be against the interest of Ambazonia. Make that particular soldier meet and kill him. Now look how far you have come. Today, now your own soldier, General Sky, it is send people that meet and go catch an ADF soldier. Because say he the General Sky, he don't accept for reward for allow this company for Sansan make it open. So think very well, my brother. Think very well. To add to that, you now say that you don't want ADF there, that barracks must close and they must come and join you and be under your group. When you know very well that that is not true. That will never happen. The ADF is fighting against La Republic. You are fighting against La Republic. Why don't you focus to fight, let ADF focus to fight and you collaborate? You want them to come and join you. Why? Because it will reflect that policy. It will be a benefit for you personally, not for our people. The companies, we have heard about CDC issues, we have heard about Supermon and all those things, even brasseries. How many schools are still open, government schools are open in your areas that you control? So let's focus to fight against La Republic. General Sagat, let the Mountain Lion close all Cameroon government schools and schools that are not following Ambazonian guidelines who are still struggling to put on uniforms in Boya and the rest area in Fako. Let us do that together. Stop trying to bring people under you by force against their own will. It will never ever work. The ADF have its command train. The ADF is a properly constituted organization that fights to defend our people, and policies are well thought through. Let me just play the video, the remaining part of this old video.
And it starts from Tiko, Boya, and Limbe. I do the insights. No finish from Muyoka, Ekona, Munya. So the standard from Boya, Tiko, Limbe. Any student want try, any principal or any teacher, he go see him. Only cash you take money. But yes, some man cash, some teacher, he take 25 at the kill you. As I cash you kill you. Any work of the Republic inside starting Cameroon land. As I don't deserve to kill we. As they cash you, they kill you.
So that is the General Sagat I know. That is the General Sagat I love. I fell in love with this young youth and a young leader who stood up to fight against La Republique du Cameroon. And I'm reminding General Sagat by bringing this his old video so that he can remember who he is. Today we are getting report after report of money, bribery, and corruption and how CDC is now functioning and helping La Republique du Cameroon. Remember, General Sagat, you have banned people from receiving bribes. Today, ask Sky what is going on. Why is Sky supporting this company to open? The company have openly said that they have given money to Sky and they proposed money to Captain Smallpikin. He refused the money. So what has happened to you? Today you have gone that you want to go and join this Ground Zero group. We have advised Ambazonians about this one-man group. We understand the IG have failed you and all the restoration forces, the IG have failed them, so they have decided that they don't want any diaspora leadership for the ARF. who have joined the AMF now to form this Ground Zero group. But remember that the diaspora have the Ambazonian Governing Council, who is in the diaspora and on the ground. Our forces have never been failed by our leadership. We give them proper counsel and proper instructions, and they will continue to be under us. They want to be under us. So why you don't want to be under your leadership? You have formed your group. Focus on your own group. And I advise you to go back to your previous policies that were very hard against enablers and against La République du Cameroon, and leave the ADF alone. Leave Captain Smopikin and his forces alone. They are doing the right thing. You are the one who needs to change, not them. And I pray that you find a place in your heart where you can do the right thing for your people, because I know you love them. I know that Cameroon government is trying to kill you as well. We know that you are fighting for the same thing like us. All of us are in the forest. Why will you be targeting us because of small money? Because of this company? Why? Look at the population. They are against that policy. So stand with the side of the people. The governing council is doing the right thing. Think about it. And to Ambazonians, this is my general advice I'm going to give. The right to fight, the right of our self-determination, comes by us organizing ourselves and representing our people and the interests of our people, not individuals going against the interests of the people, and representing the aspirations of our people to the best of our ability. The ADF and SOCADEF are the only group that have command and control structure with a civilian wing, and that is the right thing to do. For after 5 years of fighting, we cannot be creating up cartels in Ambazonia. It will never work, because only a group that is properly constituted by Ambazonians, that can create an organization that is answerable to the Ambazonian people that are constituted in that group, can create an atmosphere of accountability where groups can be properly accounted for. A group like the Mountain Lions and all the group who are going to join these Ground Zero groups, this group of soldiers who are called them lost but found, because they have been lost by the IG group, and they have found themselves in this group because they want to counter the whole projection of ADF being a very big force on the ground. They go and join this thing. You cannot just make decisions because you want to challenge the ADF. You want to challenge our leadership. You going to be in that group, you have now cut yourself from properly constituted organizations like the IG. We know that the IG is problematic, but you must align yourself with any properly constituted body so that you are accountable to the people. The people that approach these groups and provide them money, most of them are commercial interests who are linked and have the umbilical cord with the Cameroon government that provides them the license to produce and to function in that economic environment. Once you start receiving money from them, you now open a way where intelligent actors from Cameroon will start give you ideas and advice that you think is good for you, but they are using it against you. Look in Bameda de Tabiquifo, when they advise them that you stop the airport, shoot private plane. That's what they advised them. What happened? It impeded humanitarian activities on the ground and gave us a bad reputation internationally. But for them, they just want to tell them, oh, you have to show that you are the baddest. Stop school, kill this one, without any rational thoughts, without any ideology principle behind the use of force. The use of force must be proportional and must be held accountable. Any group in Ground Zero that is not held accountable or don't have an institution or organization that is constituted by the Ambazonia people to hold them accountable will become a problem. I want to remind our people about the danger of groups being isolated and working on their own with soldiers who carry guns, making decisions on their own, and they are accountable not to the Ambazonian people. Because if your group is not properly constituted by the Ambazonian people, you cannot be accountable to them. You are just accountable to yourself and your bodies who carry guns. And I want to show you, ladies and gentlemen, this is not meant to be very hard, but I want to show you the reality and the danger. Remember the case of General Ayeke. It should be very clear in the memory of every Ambazonian. I want you to watch these video of General Ayeke. These are General Ayeke's actions with Commander Daiman of SOCADEF. Look at our civilians. They went and picked up with bad advice over, it was about 30 or 50 civilians in their villages, tied their hands, cut them, because somebody come and deceive them that these people have witchcraft or whatever, they lie to them, that you have to be very hard like this on our people. And how did it start? It started with Ayeke thinking that he could take money from people like Paul Tassang, and they will give him weapons and he will be fighting for the Republic. Once they start giving you those weapons and money, they start to give you wrong advice. Go and catch your own people. So you are an Ambazonian fighter working for economic interests who are giving you bad advice. You go and arrest your own. These are civilians that were arrested by the Restoration Forces, General Ayeke and Daiman, Commander Daiman. Today, Ayeke, a very fine soldier, is no more. Because even his population, the actions now were making La Republique to look good. Because La Republique came there to rescue people who were trapped by their own liberators. Those liberators were now being misled. They send Ayeke to go and burn school. They will tell you, go burn that school, go burn that school. So our people must know and learn from the examples and the mistakes of the past. That any Ambazonian fighter, no matter how good you are, if you are not accountable to the Ambazonian people, you will become a problem to the society. And how can a group be accountable to the people and be effective? Is by belonging and submitting themselves to civilian leadership and political leadership, to not an individual who sits in the diaspora like a cartel king, a criminal gang like the ones we have seen in America who was arrested by the FBI. Those people have become a problem to our society and our community. Ambazonians must function within properly constituted bodies, organizations that are made up by Ambazonians both at home and abroad, that come together to form organizations, create positions, give proper mandates to leaders through democratic process that can lead them, so that when those leaders are taking decisions, they can be held accountable by their organizations. And when their forces are carrying out missions, those conduct can be regulated by that constituted body. That is why the Ambazonian Governing Council and all the nationalists are insisting that all forces in Ground Zero must align with properly constituted organizations, both for effectiveness and to protect the integrity of self-defense. Because when forces are transformed into one-man show, one small person in the diaspora holding a whole group hostage, he will now be making decisions without proper consultation or proper debates with different minds. They say many heads can make better decisions. So every group, if you are alone, you cannot go and join a group called Ground Zero Group. Who are they accountable to? They're accountable to forces. That is ridiculous. It will never work. That's why, since they are there, it's just a joke. It's just a platform on papers where they can feel associated with and then challenge the ADF, so that you say that the ADF is not the supreme group on the ground. But we know that ADF alone is the biggest force compared to every force in Ground Zero. This year alone, ADF accounts for 90% of the actions against Cameroon. So collaborate. We don't want to dominate. We don't want any group to disappear. We want to work hand in hand and stem out intelligent work such as the one that led to the death of Ayeke, that has undermined us by La Republique to Cameroon. Taking bribes from corporation is the beginning of a downfall of any Ambazonian groups, and we all have a collective responsibility to advise all soldiers on the ground not to be on them by themselves, not to be alone, but to integrate themselves into command and control system that are in an organization of properly constituted Ambazonian citizens, like the AGOFC and the others who are out there. And that is very important, and that is the message I want you to take home. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of this presentation.